Hi everyone, it's Marcie Besecker here. It is Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I'm here for my regular live videos. I am trying to check in on my phone so I can get messages. So give me one sec. Of course, it's going to give me an error. Hello, Bonnie, Vay, Olivia. Hello, hello. I'm so excited to be back and crafting with you today. So I have a lot to tell you. First of all, today, let me just let you know we're going to be working on this fun Java Love card. I had a lot of people when I posted it, I created it right before I left on my little vacation. And hi, Cindy, welcome. And a lot of people asked me, messaged me, or responded and said, oh, how'd you do this? How can you show us this? Are you going to do a video? So I decided, well, I might as well do one for you so you can see how I created it. And so that's what we're going to do today. Secondly, and very important, I must show you my grandchildren. My granddaughter was a bumblebee. We'll just show you some cute little pictures while we're waiting for people to get on. Hi, Chris, welcome. So that was my granddaughter. Now, I didn't get to see her for Halloween, but she'll be here for Christmas. So we are doing up a big Christmas this year. I always decorate, but we're going to go over the top for her. This is my grandson, not so excited about his little dinosaur headpiece. He had a little dinosaur head hat, but he was like, no. But he's got the cutest little tail, and Mom decorated or dressed up as a dinosaur also. So they were super cute. And they only went to a couple little houses in their neighborhood, and it was just so cute. He was so good. I'm so excited to be back crafting with you today. Let's see, what else do I have to say? The Kirby Celebration is available today. You can purchase this today, and it is so cute. So cute. Lots of fun things with that. If you look back, I've created a few things with it. All right. So the other thing is, don't forget, at the last video, I said that I was going to do a drawing for this beautiful set here. I'm just going to open it up because I have a new one, and that's what I was looking for, and I showed you mine instead, but this is what it looks like, brand new. I'm going to be mailing this out. So it's a cute card kit. Oh, this one's all closed up. It is called the Bird Ballad Laser Cut Cards and Tin. So this one's all brand new, all in here, but I will show you what it kind of looks like so you'll know. And I have everybody's name in. So this is how they come. I add designer series paper behind it, but these are the cards. They're see-through. They were gorgeous. These are retired, but they're absolutely stunning. You take your designer series paper and you put it behind it. It just makes such a pretty card. And then there's envelopes, and there's just all different kinds of things you can do with these. But you get a lot. I want to say 20, but I'm not really sure. But there's a lot in here. So you get cards and envelopes and this cute tin. So that's what I'm going to be sending to our winner. So hang on, and we will spin the wheel for that. And these are for all the people that were new that signed up and subscribed. So for those of you subscribed from the last live video until last night. And so I went ahead and did it for the whole week. And so for all of those, we're going to do that. Does anyone see a picture? I hope so. Bonnie, no one else has said that they haven't. Cindy, it is a gorgeous set. Vay, you're right. I love it. I bought a couple extras because I really, really liked it. But now, of course, the new catalog came out, and I have so many more new things that I love. I'm going to go ahead and offer one of those up. So we will do the drawing, and I'm going to write myself a note right now so I don't forget the drawing, because I will forget. Drawing. All right. So let's not forget, I hope, the drawing. Okay. So, but we're going to wait a little bit to get more people on before I do the drawing. Okay, so let's just get busy. We have a lot of fun little techniques on this card. So I want to get started right away. So here is the fun card that we have here, and it's kind of a chalk look. And so we have the little cups. I did do a little bit ahead of time, so it won't be a crazy amount of time here. So we have the press on, which is where I used the coffee, and this to-go coffee mug right here. And again, all the measurements and details will be on my blog. All right, so we used those. Then we used our Love You More Than dies. We needed to use the, I think I tagged the bundle below in the description, but this is just the dies. But who wants dies without the stamp set, right? So I went ahead and tagged the whole thing. So this is what we're going to use our dies on here, all the words. Our playful alphabet we're going to use for our Java and our ampersand down here. Okay, so we're going to use for both of those. This is a fantastic letter set. I love how the letters are really kind of a block, but kind of modern. These I've doubled up and added adhesive on, but you could get the adhesive sheets, which are right here, the foam adhesive sheets. And these are fantastic to cut out your letters on. Add your piece of paper. For those that don't know how it works, you're going to just take a sheet out. It's like your double-sided adhesive, but there's foam. So take one side off, add your cardstock, whatever color you want on there, and then die cut out. And when you're ready to adhere them, you just peel off the other side and stick them on. And that, of course, works for different images, letters. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could use that for. But it works wonderful with the alphabet. All right, and then the last thing, of course, like always, my rectangle stitched dies that I love so much. You know, I use these almost on every card. The other thing I wanted to quickly share with you is I should have used my black foam square. See how you can see all the white in there? Let me bring it up a little bit. See how you can see all the white foam squares? Well, silly me, I forgot that I have black. So I don't think I've ever even used the black ones. And I thought, oh, you know, it's too bad they don't come out with the little black foam squares too. Well, when you order your black Stampin' Dimensionals, you get 2 regular and 2 mini. That is perfect because I don't use them that much, but when I do, it would have been nice to have some small ones. So I think I have used these before, but I think I might have just pulled this out and the other packages isn't all the way open yet, but I grabbed this one and saw that they're the mini and the larger. So keep that in mind. I think that is a fantastic idea. Okay. All right, let's get busy. So the first thing I did is I'm going to take my, I did pull out a bunch of stuff that's already ready. I'm just going to open this up on the side here because I do have some stuff pre-done to save a little bit of time. There's a lot of little piecing with this card. Hi, Carol. Hi, Carol. Oh, that's okay, Carol. We just showed some cute pictures of my grandkids, and I was talking about how glad I'm back. No worries. We're just getting started. All the supplies will be listed. I did kind of go over those. They could do that, but I know me, if I did that, I would probably get the ink on my project, and I would hate that to happen after everything's on. So, I mean, I guess you could color them ahead of time, but the black ones are super cool. Okay, so we're going to start with the cinnamon cider cardstock, for that's the card base. And then when you look at this, I liked how the cinnamon cider kind of matched up, but everything in our coloring is going to be Cajun Craze. So I just really liked how they all went together. You can see that it's Cajun Craze here on the cardstock that I chose on the DSP, but I went ahead and went with the cinnamon. I just thought it kind of tied everything in a little bit and softened it more than if I would have done this in the Cajun Craze. So we have our base. We're going to choose our black. Now I have two pieces of black here, so I want to make sure which one is my panel. Oh, Cecile, I hope you're doing okay. So that's the one that's going to go on my black, and I have all their measurements, but I'm guessing that this one is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So, but the measurements will be there. So this one is the one we're going to be doing our die cutting on. So I'm going to set this aside for the moment. Right now we're going to go in and choose our DSP also. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the same paper because I liked all the colors and I like that it has the black in there. So I'm going to put this one aside. But there are so many to choose from that you can choose and make different patterns. I almost chose this one, but I want to save that one for Christmas. But there's just so many to choose from in here in the plaid tidings. All right, so we're going to choose that. All right, so on this, we're going to use our rectangle dies, and we're going to use number 1 and number 3. Okay, remember I go from the largest out inward. So 1, this one would be 2, this one is 3. So I'm going to go ahead and choose those. I like to just double check, and yes, and yes. So let's go ahead and run these through. I'm going to put them on there, and I try to put them as close to the corner because I want to save this over here for other stuff. So we're just going to go as close to the corner as we can, but not over the corner because I just want to make sure that everything is like I want it. Okay, I'm going to add a piece of tape because we're doing 2 dies here, and I'm going to run it through. That's going to create our frame, and it's also going to create the stitching on the frame. All right, so now we have our stitching. I'm going to take my tape off and save it. Oh, I'm so glad you're getting better. All right, so we're going to save all these little pieces because we're going to use them. All right. What I like to do is I just cut this off so it doesn't get connected with other stuff. But we will be using it, so we'll just set that aside. All right, so now we have this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hop back over to our black piece because we're going to need this to dry. Oh, Carol, you're so sweet. All right. Sorry, I'm getting a drink. I'm thirsty. Okay, so there's 2 ways we can do the letters, and I mentioned this on the blog. I cut these out first, but you could actually do your chalk work first, but I'm going to cut them out and show you how I did it. Now, what you could do is you could take these dies and you could get your paper into the chalk mode first, and then you could cut them out after the paper dries. But for 2 reasons, I'm going to show you this because it's a little bit of a different trick. So I'm just going to show you what I do first. So we're going to take our J, and both ways will work just fine. I just like this way. I can get a little more feel of what I'm coloring. We need the ampersand, so don't forget that. All right. And then we're going to take our words. And we have a lot of words here that we used. We used coffee. We used chocolate. I'm more of a chocolate cookies and not so much coffee. I do like foo-foo coffee, but I'm more of a chocolate cookies than I am cocktails. So let's just do, I wanted it to be kind of like a coffee bar kind of thing. All right, and we're also going to get a love out of here, so we're just going to put that on the bottom. So we have our Java, our ampersand, coffee, chocolate, cookies, oh, and more. So we're just going to go ahead and put this whole thing up here, but I've got something stuck in there. All right, so let's move coffee down here. It's a little bit shorter. We're going to move chocolate up there, cookies. All right, so we've got everything on here, right? So we're going to go ahead and put everything in just like this. We need love and more. We don't need than, so I'm just going to move that down just a bit, and we're not going to worry about it. All right, so let's go ahead and put this through. Die cut it. All right, so here we go. We are going to move our dies out of the way. Try and keep your words in if you can. If they come out, that's okay. Just pop them back in. All right. And this one might come out. There's a lot of words here. All right. And it looks like they stayed in for the most part. A couple little pieces came out, and that's okay. If they come out, just put them back inside and think of this as your template, okay? I know it's going to be weird because it's on black paper, but you'll see it in a minute. Think of this as your template and just make sure all your words stay in. I just want to make sure everything cut okay. It seems like it did, so we're just going to leave those there. Let me just push all my dies over. All right. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your Whisper White paper or Whisper White ink and a baby white. Now let me put these dies away. You guys know how I am with dies. I will lose them. I want to make sure I don't lose them or bend these rectangles. So I like to put especially the rectangles away right away so I don't bend anything and get it lost. All right. So now you're going to take a baby white and just kind of fold it to where there's kind of a smooth, okay, edge. And then you're going to ink it up. Just get some white on there. And now you're just going to brush across, okay? It doesn't have to be super, you don't want it to get super wet, but you definitely want white on it. All right. And we need the more and the coffee. Okay. And now the love doesn't really matter because we're going to put the DSP over it. So now that's going to be your chalkiness. So now we're just going to set that aside. So as you can see, you can do your black paper first, let it dry, and then come back in and die cut afterwards, but it doesn't really matter. Now I can just put it aside and let it dry. And I may want to add a little more white, and you could just kind of pounce on it. Remember, they're going to all be pulled out anyway. And it's just going to give it that chalky look. And now we're just going to put it aside. So you just kind of get the look that you want, and we may add more again. So let's just let it dry. And it's kind of weird when it dries, the paper feels a little thicker, which is kind of crazy, but it just feels a little heavier. Okay, so we're going to take this die now, and we're going to cut out our love. So just a small part. I don't think it's going to fit there, or if it does, it's super close. So what we're going to do is we're going to you just want it on the edge, like right here is fine. You don't want to waste a lot of paper. So I'm going to run that through. And a piece of black. We're going to do a black love. Oh, we did the black love already on the larger piece, so don't worry about that. All right, so now we have our love piece. Be careful. So here's our love. We're going to take out our little pieces here. So there's our love. All right. All right, so now we're going to pull out our stamp set. And we're going to pull out our coffee and our larger mug. And we're going to pull out the little beans and the heart. I sure missed stamping when I was gone. I had a good time. Had a wonderful time with everybody. We did some home improvements over there. They took a regular white wall and they added like a kind of like a grid on the wall. So we painted the wall. We cut out all the little pieces of wood and everything. My husband and son did all that, and we painted. And it came out really nice. I'll probably post that on my Facebook page, my business page. So look over there and you'll see it. I'll post that later today. But it was really a cool idea. Now I'm thinking, ooh, where could I do that in my house? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do our stamping. We are going to need our stamped pieces on crumb cake. And here's a scrap piece that I used earlier. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Hi, Cindy. I just came home from Washington. My son lives up there. Just came back 2 days ago, Sunday night. All right, so first let's go ahead and do our image here. Okay. We are also going to do our image. Oh, I just realized. Let's see, did I do it? Oh, on vanilla. Here it is. I did it on vanilla. So let's do that. I think I might have done it on white and oh, you know what? Oh my goodness. This was the inside of my card. Well, here we go. We're going to take our beans while we're here on the inside, and I just goofed up, and we are just going to go down the side of our card. All right. And then we are going to take, while we're right here, and cut that and do our 4 inches while we're right here. That's what I get for being on vacation. I did. There was no rain when we were there. Actually, it was really pretty. All right, so that's our bottom. Here's our love. We'll put that over there. Silly me. Okay, the other thing we're going to do is take this, and that's where we're going to come in with our memento. And we're going to do our large coffee cup here. Okay, so there's that. All right. You know when you're gone and you're on vacation and then you're just feeling like a little kind of crazy? I'm working on those gorgeous posies. I have 14 kits that I'm creating. So I did that earlier today just to kind of get it out of the way. We're going to do a little heart that's going to go on our coffee cup. So just kind of, you know, it's all about what you want to do and how you want to do it. All right, we also are going to take, and I believe I need a little piece of vanilla. Let me see what I did with it. Here we go. And then I think we are going to do it again because we want the lids. So let's, yeah, my son was stationed in Tacoma and now he's in Puyallup. All right, we go there. All right, so I think we have our stamping done. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this so I don't lose my little piece. All right, so I just went right across the bottom here. Oops. I scooted. You got to hold it tight right there. All right, here we go. So I just did some cute little beans. This is going to go on the front, so I'm going to set that aside. All right, so what I did with the vanilla is I did some of this ahead of time, so let me just show you what I did. Is I cut out the lids, but first you're going to take your light crumb cake and you're just going to add just a little bit of a little shading, just so it doesn't look so stark. I just come in with a little bit of swooshes from the left and the right. If some of the vanilla shows through, that's okay. It just kind of adds a little bit. Now what I did is I came in with the, let me see if I did that on here already. I might not have done this piece already, so I might need this little heart. So I'm going to come in with my Cajun Craze, and I'm going to do my heart. I also came in with the light Cajun Craze, and I colored this. And I'm not going to do all of these because that's a lot of coloring, but I'm just going to tell you what I did. So go around here, and then I came back in with my black marker. And we're going to use this black marker for a couple of things. So I just used the regular one. You could use the alcohol. And I just went back through and I colored in the little circles. Okay. Then I took, on the stripes here, I took the light and the dark crumb cake. And I just went in and colored these in. So I did a light and then a dark. So I went back and forth all the way down, just to give it a little bit of character. Oh, you know what? I think I left one open and then I did the other one. But it's whatever you want on that. With this, that's why I cut it. I put it onto the paper. Where did it go? Here. So you're going to cut out these little pieces here. And I think I cut out the heart right there, just to add a little bit. So cut out that heart and you add it on, or you could cut this one out, whichever one you want. I think this one just happened to be in a solid color. So this one, it has a little bit of a stripe on the bottom, and that's okay to me because it's going to match up on your image. So it's however you stamp your images. It's not going to be the same. This one I happen to stamp in the stripes. This one also I stamped on the stripes. So it just depends on what you're looking for. Then what I did is I cut out the lids separate. And so I stamped those separate to cut them out to pop them up. So it's all on what you want to do. If you want to pop them up with Velcro, with foam squares or strips, I do have the strips that I also used here. So it's whatever you have, whatever you want to add those, pop those up. And then color in your cup. So I pasted a little DSP here and here, and then on the large one. Okay, so don't forget, you got to take your large cup right here, and we're going to go in black again. And you're mostly just concerned now with the center, because that is going to be your cup. Okay, so right here, you're just going to cut, and I cut on the outside of the black lines. Okay, so just cut out on the outside of the black lines. So you can get your little pieces. Same thing here, you're going to cut all these out. Well, I've already cut them out, so let me show you. So here's my cup, and you're going to notice from the back the black lines. So what I do with this pen is I go around the out, and I always have actually the print up, and then you come from the back, because if you mess up and do that, it's okay, it's on the back, and your hand's going to be across the back. So see how I just did that on an accident? It's just a matter of coloring that in. All right, and then I also color this in, but you could do it all once it's already on. It just kind of distresses it a little bit more. It just kind of makes, you don't have those white lines. I don't know, I just like the way it looks better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this on. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the adhesive on here. All right, and add that on your cup. All right, now I also did my heart like I did here. And so I already did black around the outside. So what I'm going to do is take a little mini black dimensional and put it on the back of my little heart. And I'm going to put that on my cup. And that's the little stamp that's in the set. Okay, so you can also see that I also did a lid, and I already went around it in black, and then I did my little lines on there. So I'm going to go ahead and take little dimensionals. And I love the idea of the black ones. So we're going to take those off and set up that cup. So when I first did this card, there was a lot of little pieces. See how the black, how much better it is? You don't even see all that white there. I should have thought about that on my first card. All right, so there's another piece. We're just going to add those up there. Now, one of the steps that I didn't do and I meant to do before I pieced it together is to take your crumb cake and just kind of go on it. So I'm going to do a little bit. I usually do it before. You can see on here I did it before I add the panel, and I didn't black the outside of this heart, and I just liked the look of it better to add the black around the heart. It just pops a little bit more, but I should have browned this first with this. So I'm just going to do a little, just a little. I don't want my cover to be, my lid to get much more brown. And so I'm just going to rub that across and just adds a little bit. It just kind of grunges it a little bit and it doesn't pop out with so much just crumb cake color. It just kind of, I just like that look. All right, so there's barely any on there, but there's some. Oh, Cindy, I'll have to see it. You know what? I'm not a big coffee drinker. I like foo-foo coffees now and again. I'm more of an iced tea girl. But I have to say that the foo-foo coffees, I like now and again. But I love coffee themed stuff. I love the cards. I love all that. Okay, so now let's just get our little cards together here. I have my Java in the brown, so I've already cut out some stuff here. I even have another little piece of my black and just keep that in case until you're all done. Make sure you have everything. So I have my J, my A, my V, and my A. Now, I didn't worry too much about coloring those and making them with the brown because they're going to get covered up. So we're going to bring this back in. Oops. And we're going to take out our A, our V, our J. It dries really fast. Our chocolate. Uh-oh, I hope it's went die cut through all the way. I don't know, cookies. Okay, and on your word cookies, don't forget your I. So I'm going to leave my I in there, and what I do is I take a piece of like my old tape that I do, and I just put it across the back so it will stay in there. You don't want to lose that for your cookies. Okay, and then we need love. And we need more. Okay, and my chocolate, I don't know if it went through. I don't want to, it looks like it went through. All right, so we have all of our letters. Okay, my chocolate looks like it's went through. Just have to, and now that it's a little wet, I don't want to tug at it. But make sure it comes out. All right, we're going to fix that. All right, I just don't want my little tiny letters to break, so I'm trying to be super careful. Okay. There we go. On the top of my C. All right. So my I is still in there, so I'm going to just put that aside. I need to poke out my words here. Now, I think maybe cutting out the words might be easier. I didn't do it last time. Or no, I did do it last time, but I took the words completely out and then I put them back in before I wet them, and maybe that might have helped some, but that's okay. We will get this to work. Let me just clean up my word here a little bit. So I'm just weeding the little parts that stuck and don't have the chalk on them that I don't need, like the paper behind that's just hanging on there. But I don't want to rip my little letters, so got to be careful. All right. All right, so we have all our words. Now, I wanted to show you this part, so I did not do this part ahead of time. But I did do, my little cups are all ready to paste together, so we'll do that. I'm thinking All right, I'm thinking I'm going to rerun my chocolate on black. And then we will whiten it up. I mean, whiten it with the chalk because it's kind of, that one didn't come out very well. I'm not going to worry about it on screen. Oh, there we go. All right. So let's see if the baby wipe. So what I did the first time is you take the word out. All right, you're going to weed the whole thing so that it's all nice and clean and ready to go. And then I put it back in. Then I set it back in here just so it has a little something to hold on to. And then I took the baby wipe, but I need to get white ink. Where did my white go? And just kind of go across, make sure you get the white where you want it. And then I kind of dab a little just to make sure you get that look. Okay, that'll dry real quick. We'll set that aside. All right, that'll be much better to work with. All right, so now let's get our letters. We're going to take our Java, J-A-V-A. And these are the ones we just made. And all I did, because your letters are going to be on the top, I took my glue, and you could use the fine glue too, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. I just kind of went on the right side as soon as I get my glue working. Really. I have that little tiny dry spot at the top. All right, now let's try. All right, just a little on the top. Just a little is all you need. And then I liked using my tweezers, and I just kind of went right along just to add a little bit of character. Nothing, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. This one, same thing. I did a little here and a little along the edge. You know it's going to stick, just that little bit of glue. Okay, there's your A. Don't forget, you're going to go on the outside just so this can stick a little. Oh, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit right here on this one. So does that make sense? You're just kind of shifting it. Just, oops, let's see. Oh, my focus is on again. Let me see. I don't know why my focus just automatically goes on. See if I can fix this. And there was an update, of course, so I think that's probably what happened. Well, I'm trying to look for the focus and they moved it on me. Here we go. Here we go. I found it. Focus off. So sorry. Okay. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, so they're just shifted over just a little bit. So just make sure that you do that. So it just adds that, I don't know, just kind of looks to me like a little, with the brown and the black, just kind of a chalkboard, but a fun look. All right, so there's your Java. So we'll move that up there. Bonnie, right? And I forgot I did the update. It's been wanting me to do that forever, and I kept saying no, no, no. And then I decided, you know what? I just got to do it because it seemed like every time I remembered to do it was right before my video goes live or the night before when I'm trying to set stuff up, and I did not want to mess with it. Now you're going to notice on the S that it has just a little connection right there, that it doesn't just fall out. So be careful. I just take my scissors and I just kind of go up there and just snip it, and it'll come. It's really easy to fit your scissors right there and snip it off. I don't know why there's not a cut mark right there. It's kind of weird. Like, why would you have your S stay in there? But it does. So we're just going to, and I try not to wipe, you know, put your fingers on here too much. You don't want to wipe off the white. It stays on pretty good. We don't need the van, so I don't know why I cleaned that. We do want more. Yeah, and even though I take off the autofocus and I set it and apply it and save it, it seems like it always goes back on. Like, they're just trying to mess with me. Same with my volume. It turns my microphone off all the time, so I have to go reset it. It's just, you know, the fun things of going live. And okay, so we're going to get rid of all this. And now really it's paper piecing. So we've got our little coffee cups. Make sure I have all my lids. So we have our striped coffee. And we have this one. So it's just a matter of what you're looking for. And this one, I took my light crumb cake and I colored the top and the bottom. And then I cut out my little image. So again, remember when we stamped these, you just kind of pick out what you want to choose to go on there. So I picked out this. So it seems like a lot, and to be honest, when I first did this card, I was not going to do a video because this was one of those cards that just revolved and revolved and revolved until I came up with what it was. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I just kept going and going and going and ended up with this card. So we have this one. I need to add my polka dots still. We have my stripes that I didn't finish. We have my heart one here. Let's see. My heart coffee. Where's my other? Oh, here it is right here. So we're going to add the back of this one. So it's just a matter of piecing it together. It's really not that hard. Just kind of, oops, we're going to color around that one. All right, so we're going to, I think I'm going to take the darker and just kind of color. It's just whatever you want. All right. All right, so my coffee cups are pretty much done. I think I'm going to do my lighter stripes here. So the lighter crumb cake. And you could do these with markers too. I like to choose to do the alcohol markers because it just makes them a little lighter. This coffee cup, you can tell, has a little bit of the outside of the cup. I need to move it over a little bit. Who's been watching Hallmark movies already? Don't laugh, but my husband put our Christmas tree up yesterday. I want to decorate it. I want to do it early. My granddaughter's coming for Christmas, so I'm so ready to decorate and get ready. It's going to take me a while because I'm really going to kind of do a lot more this year than I normally do. Our kids all live out of town, so we don't really decorate too much. Okay, I'm going to cut out this little heart. It's already colored. It's got the little bit of the stripe coloring on it at the bottom, and that I'm fine with that. So I'm just going to cut out that little heart. But now I'm going to put black on the outside. So I want to hold it with my little tweezers. I know this is really minor surgery here, but I like to, so it's not holding my tweezers. There we go. And this is so tiny, but I just like to add that little bit of character on there. And this is so tiny, we're not going to pop it up. It'll look popped up when you glue it. Oh, Olivia, you got to put it up. Mine's up. It's not decorated yet. We're letting it, we got a new one this year, so we're letting it, everything just kind of fall into place. But I'll probably decorate it tonight. We figured when we're listening to all the news and stuff tonight. So, all right, so we're going to add that. So you're going to see the white with the glue a little bit, but see how the black on there just kind of makes it pop a little bit? You can just see it. It just, to me, looks a little bit better. Yeah, so I'm ready. I am so ready for the holidays. Okay. Now we're going to put the lids on, and so the lids are all a little bit different. I'm going to glue them on. I'm not going to pop them up this time. I do too, Carol. We went last year when we moved to our last house. We went and went to get a bigger tree, and they didn't have one. And we hadn't gotten one for several years, so we were going to finally get one last year because our ceiling was much taller, or year before. And then last year we finally were going to get it, and they were out of the, we needed a 9-foot, and they were all gone. We got it at Costco. My son got it, and it had the best little twinkle lights, and I mean, it was just a gorgeous tree. So this year we finally went and got it at Costco. So I'm super excited about putting it up. So we have our house lights on yet. Our neighbors probably think we're nuts. And so we're like, nope. So I told my husband, well, we got to take down our signs out of our yard for voting and get all my Christmas stuff up. I need my snowman up. I need my little moose guy, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And my granddaughter's just not going to know what to do. Like I said, our house lights are up already. All right, so I'm just adding them on there, and it's going to add just that little bit of another element of depth, and that's what I like to do when I paper piece and things. It just, you know, you kind of think, oh no, you're not going to really notice the difference, but you do in person, and you can't really tell. But in person, it just gives it that much more dimension. Popping it up is great, but I'll show you on the other card. It is a tiny bit of popping up. I mean, you can definitely see it, but it's so fragile. But Vay, it's all about you. You're going to enjoy Christmas. I love to have the tree up. It just, my husband thinks I'm nuts, and I said, you know what? I want it. I love the tree. I will be listening to Christmas music. I have been. I've been watching Hallmark movies and Christmas movies since they started on this whole COVID thing. It's all about what makes you happy, and that's what's important. All right, so let's now, we got all that pieced together. And so what I was showing you is these little, I mean, if you look, You can see how little that is? How little these tiny little, I mean, I'm afraid that they're just going to come off, and that is with a whole dimension all the way across. The big one I'll definitely layer up. I layered that one up because it's big. All right, we need to color our little polka dots. So I want them black. So I'm just going to take a little pen and do our little polka dots. My neighbors are going to think I'm crazy when I put up my lights. When I turn my lights on. I haven't turned them on yet. My husband's like, well, when are you going to put them on? I said, I'll know when it's the right time. Might be tonight. Who knows? Who knows? All right. So there we go. There's our little cup. All right. Now let's put the card together. We are going to take, let's get this put in right away so we don't have to worry about it, even though I stamped on the wrong side. Yeah. All right. All right, so there's our copy. Now we're going to take the inside of our black, and we're not going to put this on quite yet. What we're going to do is we are going to put our frame on. Thank you, Carol. We're going to put our frame on first. I did not layer it up because we've got a lot of popping up to do with our coffee cups. So just kind of put that on. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to start having lights on in our neighborhood super soon. Oh, Tashana, I completely understand. Was it for wisdom teeth? Did they get their wisdom teeth out? If it's oral surgery like I'm thinking, make sure they don't drink out of a straw. Very, very important. I was in the dental field, and you don't want them to get a dry socket. Whew. That's not good. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to start popping up our items, and I want to put our coffee cup on there first, because then we're going to kind of put our, I'm going to do 4 because it's right on the corner there. We're going to put our words in there too, so we want them all to fit. Right, so we're just going to put that right over the edge there. All right, so now what I did is we're going to take our love, this one and this one. My light keeps hitting me in the head. All right, so this one, same thing. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, they're gonna need a little bit of mom's attention. And if they're boys like my son, he'll milk it. But, you know, gotta do that once in a while. Yeah, no straws for sure. All right, so we're gonna just layer our love up again, just off slightly, just to add a little more depth. Again. All right, I'm going to move that so I don't get it stuck. Okay, and now we're going to put dimensionals on our Java. We definitely want that popped up. So I'm going to take our little strips here, and I'm just going to cut little strips. Carol, that's what I was thinking too. We put our lights up the first week of October, but we've not turned them on, but that was just because we have somebody put them on for us because we have really high peaks on our roof, and I told my husband, I don't think you need to be climbing up there. Of course, he thinks, oh yeah, I could do it, but and our person was just available then with his schedule because that's what they do, and so I was happy that they came and put them up for us, but I just didn't want to turn them on quite yet. But I'm ready now. I'm ready. Okay, so I'm just going to go straight down the J, curve it a little bit. All right, same thing with my A. I'm just going to take these little strips and put it down. So see how nicely they fit on there? Just do them really thin. And then just put them on there. And with them being black, like I said, they'll be harder to see, which will be really nice with the darker card. Okay. So yeah, like I said, when I started this card, I was like, oh, there's a lot of little pieces, little things to do. But once I had a plan, once it was put together, I decided, when people were asking about it, I thought, well, I could do it now that I already know what I'm doing. And it's coming up with the plan that just took some time. But the paper piecing and stuff it's just whatever looks good for you, whatever you're interested in, however much you want to add to it is perfect. Okay, so we got our J. And I made it kind of where it seemed like Java Love was the name of my coffee company. Thanks to Shauna. Thanks, Carol. So just kind of get it up there. All in how you want it. We're going to do this one the opposite. So we're going to just kind of put them up there. It seems like whenever I come up with a card where there's a lot of little paper pieces and whatever, I just end up really liking it. And then I'm like, ooh, this is a one and done card because it takes a while, but they're fun. All right, let's do this one this way. Let's make it a little crooked. And now we need our love. Same thing. I'm going to take my little piece down on the L. Need a couple more little pieces. Thanks, you guys. All right. Use those edges. I also am working on a class. We have a class tomorrow. Yay! Who makes a class the week they come back from vacation? Kind of silly, but I was pretty much prepared before I left. It's just I have more to do, but that's okay. That's okay. I always have so much fun with my classes. But we're going to use the curvy celebrations, and we're going to make a little box with 4 note cards in it with the curvy celebrations. It's so cute. All right, so now there's our love. So we're just going to kind of put it up like it's part of the name. Just kind of fun, wherever it fits. It doesn't have to be exact. But we're going to do our words next. So I'm going to take my word coffee here. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate it. And I'm just dabbing a little here and there. It'll stick. And a little bit at the bottom. All right, so we're going to just fit it where we can. This one's going to be a little more over to the left, oopsies, because of the way I put Java up there. So we're just going to make it work. Let me grab a little paper. All right. And like I always do, take your pokey tool of something and just kind of take that extra glue off, and it'll come off when you're done. Just when it dries, it'll be fine. I got a little bit on the inside. Using a white tissue is probably not the best idea, right? But it'll come off. Well, because I've done it multiple times. All right. All right, so we'll go back to that. That was silly of me. All right. And I have one of those erasers, so don't worry, we'll fix it. Okay. So we have coffee, and now we need chocolate. Oh, that one's drying. Oops. See how it just popped right out? Okay, chocolate. Oh, I got my head in the way again. Oy. I really need to, you know, I don't like cameras when you watch and it looks like you're coming down this way, like upside down watching people. So I try not to make my camera look like that. But then my head gets in the way. I'm so sorry. I hate when I do that. I always go out and tell my husband, I got my head in the way again. Because I feel bad. I feel bad when I do that. All right. I'm like, but I'm old. They understand. Gotta see. All right, oops, but I'm gluing off camera, which that's not good. All right, so there we go. And now I'm going to do the chocolate again, so the CH just kind of fits right there. You want to make sure you have enough room. Okay. Make sure everything is down. And it'll dry, so don't worry about it. Okay, and now cookies. And don't forget you have your eye. Uh-oh. See what I did? I dropped my eye, but look, I have my tape on there and it stayed safe. So don't throw your eye away. All right. I don't pick this up on the end, and I don't pick it up here. I try to pick it up inwards a little bit because you want to add glue on the tip. So just kind of make sure, oh, Bonnie, you're so sweet. You want to make sure that it is, you get your glue on your bottom and your tops. And just a little bit. Okay. All right. And you could use the fine tip, like I said. I mean, why wouldn't you? All right, we're going to put the cookies right here. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little piece right here out of my tape. So I have it. And here I'm just going to do the little dot right there. I think I put a tad much. I'm going to pick that up there. And now I'm going to put my little eye there. Okay, and now I'm just setting my eye. I'm not going to push it down yet until the glue dries a tiny bit because I don't want it to squish out. So once it dries a little, it becomes a little more tacky, and then it's easier to do that. All right, so let's put our ampersand. Again, I'm going to grab that right in the middle here. Your guys' hands get so dry in the winter. Oh my gosh, it's not even that winter yet, and my hands are so dry. You guys are going to see some alligator hands here during this winter. All right, so I want my ampersand. I'm going to have it go under just a bit because I just want to make sure it's close and I have a lot of room for my more. All right, we're getting there. All right, now we have our more. Thanks, Kathy. Like I said, it's a little time consuming. It's easier doing it than showing it. So you just, stamp on vanilla, your white, your, whatever you're needing. And then I'm going to move my more up just a little. Okay, now I'm going to go back and clean this up just a little. I'm afraid if I use the eraser on it, it'll wipe off my chalk. So I'm going to get in there and I'll fix that at the end. I'm not worried about it. It'll clean up. I know it will. I've done it multiple times. Worst case scenario, you color it black. But it's just tissue fuzz that I got stuck on the glue, which I feel so silly about. That was dumb. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, well, we'll get that fixed. Okay. So everything should be sticking fine. And now I'm going to go ahead and push down my little eye. Now see, the glue that came out is like a clear, not white, so that's fine. And I'll just clean that up too in a bit. All right, so we're getting there. Now we're going to bring back in our little black dimensionals, and we're going to start putting our coffee cups together. Now this one I didn't color again, so we want to make sure we color it. And I'm going to do it with the light crumb cake. All right, and I think let's see, if I turn it all the way over here, I think I'm going to put 2 on each one. Oops. All right, we're going to pop him up here. And now you're just going to kind of put, what you want. Now I'm going to put the larger coffee cup over there just because I have more room. All right, so we're going to take the longer one because we have this open space here. And I'm just going to pop it kind of out a little bit. I mean, it's on the frame, but still outward a little, which I'm good with. Even these little cups, you can put 2 on. Just angle them so that your dimension is flat on the top, and then you can add another one underneath. All right. Don't forget, if you are a new subscriber, we're going to have a drawing. I did last week. I had new subscribers. I added on a list for a fun drawing. I'm really trying to build up my YouTube channel, so I would love it if you guys would subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. You know what? Oh, that's okay. I'm going to leave it there. It's already stuck. Because I did 2 of these already with designer series paper, I should have put 1 over here. But unless you look close, you don't even know. So see, both of these are hearts and both of these have designer series paper. So I wish I would have moved 1 over. But you know what? I am okay with that. All right, so now we have our card. And I'm noticing this needs a little more glue, so this is what I would do. I'm going to, oh, did you guys see that video that I did that just cut off? My program that I use continued recording, but YouTube for some reason just shut it off. I don't know what happened. But I was done with the card, so, but still, weird. Yeah, Vay, you kind of sometimes have to just get your head over it and look and do it, but all right, so there's that. And now we're going to adhere it to our base, which is here. I already did the inside, and all I did is add a little bit of coffee. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one. It is at 12 in the afternoon. So right now it would be 3 hours and 15 minutes earlier. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So it'd be about 8 o'clock your time. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. your time is when I do my videos on Sunday. No, Olivia, I don't know what happened. It just randomly just shut off. It was really weird because my recording, I do a recording just as a backup in case YouTube doesn't record or something happens on my third-party program that I use when I do my videos. And when I did that, it worked just fine. The whole thing's there. So I don't know. It was just a weird deal all the way around. But okay, so there are the cards. So again, all those supplies will be on my blog. And it's a fun card. It takes a little time. Not gonna kid. Don't forget the tip about adding your tape on the back. If there's little I's or T's or something that you need to save so they don't fall off. All right, so here we are. I love using the black dimensionals. I think that is just a fantastic idea. And don't forget, like I did, make sure you use your crumb cake. See, this one's a little more distressed looking than this one is. I mean, that's okay, but I kind of like that rustish kind of look to it. But I forgot it. So I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to do our drawing. Again, here's my granddaughter. That's what she was for Halloween. My grandson was a little dinosaur, but he did not want to wear his hat, but he was such a good boy. But they just both went in the neighborhood that they live in. Don't forget that the Curvy Celebrations starts today. It's available. So I'm loving it. We had some really, really cute cards done with it, and we have a class tomorrow on that. And so I will show you on my next video on Sunday. I will show you the cards that we created in class tomorrow. Also, I did a swap with a bunch of demonstrators, and I have, I think, 16 different cards that we created with this set. So that'll be a really fun set to look at. Oh, thank you. Cindy, I hope you try it. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget, if you guys are interested in the paper pumpkin, the gingerbread, it's going to be like a holiday set, and that's going to be available through the 10th. The 10th is the last day you can do it. So don't forget to do that. I would really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe and like and share and all that fun stuff. I'm really trying to build my business up, and that really does help me and help with my YouTube channel. So I would really appreciate you doing that. Also, if you ever have questions, come back to the video, make a comment. I do go back and read all my comments and try to answer everything. So just let me know if you have any questions about anything that we've done, or always if there's something that you want to see, let me know. So I am live on Tuesdays at 2 and Sundays at noon Pacific time. So in England, it would be 8 p.m. on Sundays. No. Yes, 8 p.m. on Sunday then for you, Carol. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it so much. On my blog, which is marciebesecker.com, on the right-hand side, just down a ways, is my shop, my online store, and right below is always my current monthly code. At the end of the month, I was out of town, so I switched to November, like about the 30th. or maybe even on the 31st, because I was going to be traveling and I wanted to make sure you guys had a code available to you. So I closed out my October month and started November just a little bit early because I was traveling. So that is where you're going to always find the current hostess code. And also at the top of my business Facebook page, which is Marcie Besecker Designs, it will always be the pinned post. If there are other information in there down below, it will have my code in that description. So don't forget about that. Yeah, I hope you guys try the chalkboard. It is a lot of fun. All right, so let's do the drawing. Now, because it is a drawing on people that subscribe to me, I do not have a way, I don't think, to go find you. I'm going to try, but if you see your name, please let me know. I'm going to go back to the subscribes and see if there's a way to contact you through there. But we're going to take you to this page here. Oops, let me turn that off. And now I need to minimize because I have to get to the original screen. All right, so this is going to be the winner of the Bird Ballad Laser Cut card and tin. Now, if you are in the, not in the US, I will be sending you a card. So I just need to get your address. I cannot send you product, but I can definitely send you a card. So let me know on one of the cards that I created. Any in the last 3 videos, let me know and I can send one to you. All right, so here we go. Here's the winner. Becky White. Becky White, you are the winner of the Bird Ballad. So please contact me with your information and I will get this in the mail to you. Yay! Congratulations, Becky. Thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. I will I'm going to write her name on here so I don't forget. I will randomly have drawings and different things. If you guys are not subscribed to my blog, I would really appreciate that. It's marciebesecker.com and Becky White. I would love it if you subscribe to that. That's where you're going to find all your measurements, all of the supplies. You do have the supplies in the description below. So you will get that. And you'll get some other information, upcoming different things. And so that will also be on my blog too. So I post random things there. And I think that's it for today. So here is our card. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I missed you guys. I'm so glad to be back crafting with you. I haven't really thought about what I'm doing on Sunday as far as my card. So let me say that I think we have a lot of people still looking for Christmas. I have a lot of Christmas stuff I could still be creating, but I also know that some people are like, okay, I'm over Christmas. So for those of you who want to see a specific thing, a specific card set or product or project or whatever, let me know. And I would be more than happy. If I have it, I will definitely create something with it. So just let me know and I will work on that. I do not have Sundays planned yet. Like I said, I'm working on my class for tomorrow. And that's about it. Other than that, I hope you voted. I hope you voted. It's going to be a crazy night. I want you all to please stay safe. Who knows what's going to happen. Let's hope it's smooth sailing, whatever the outcome is, and we all stay safe. And I hope to see you guys here on Sunday. And maybe, thank you. I will enjoy my on stage. We have on stage the 5th, 6th, 7th, I think, of this week. And it is basically Stamping Up has us go, it's kind of like a convention, and we go and we learn training and different things for our business. We get to see new products that maybe that's what I'll do on Sunday, something new. We get to see new products and see what's coming up. If you are a customer of mine, very important, if you are a customer of mine and have purchased from me in the last year, which would be February, because that's when I returned to Stamping Up, and you are on my customer list, you will be receiving a catalog from me. So if you are in the US, I would love to earn your business, and you can shop with me. My blog, my everything is down below. You can catch it there or on my blog, and I will get catalogs out to you. Now we're going to have the mini catalog, which is a January through March, I think, catalog. But we're also going to have our celebration, which is when you start earning some free things for your purchases. So get on my list and become a customer. And with any purchase that you get, I will be sending you those catalogs. All right. So thanks a lot. I am looking forward to seeing you guys on Sunday, and we will see you soon. Have a great week.